Community-centered, community-supported. Alaska Public Media.
It was almost like being a venture capitalist or an inventor. We actually had like a concept, we had it put together.
Anchorage attorney Scott Kendall used to be chief of staff to Governor Walker. For 2 years, Kendall says he couldn't get legislators to move beyond the gridlock.
They all feared being primaried, primary as a verb, that if they didn't toe the party line, they would get taken out. And we created a system that was designed for them to get reelected, but also designed for them to fail at their jobs.
So in 2018, Kendall started thinking of a way to open the primary. He opted for a primary in which the top 4 candidates advanced to the general. And then he needed a way to narrow the field without creating a spoiler effect where 2 candidates from the same party would split the vote and elect a competitor. That's where ranked choice came in. Then Kendall says he started seeking money to mount a ballot measure campaign.
I started looking for funding both inside the state, which we had a little bit of success, and then outside the state. But the ideas and the writing of the measure was all done here in Alaska by Alaskans.
The system is unpopular among conservatives. For many, the problem is exemplified in the special election for U.S. House in 2022. Ranked choice did not, in that case, eliminate the spoiler effect. Let's look at the results in that race. As you can see, Democrat Mary Peltola finished first, followed by Republicans Sarah Palin and Nick Begich III. Opponents of the system point out that more Alaskans voted for the 2 Republicans combined than voted for the single Democrat. For round 2, Begich finished last, so he was eliminated, and his ballots are re-examined for the voters' second choice. If every Begich voter ranked Sarah Palin second, it would have looked like this. But that's not what happened. Instead, barely half of his voters chose Palin second. About a third chose Mary Peltola second, and about a fifth of Begich voters did not rank a second candidate. So Peltola won.
That was the special election, and a similar thing happened in the regular election in November 2 years ago. Peltola got more first-choice ballots than the other candidates, and the second and third rankings didn't give Palin enough of a boost to overtake Peltola's lead. The lesson many Republicans took from this is that it's bad to have 2 Republican candidates on the general election ballot. For example, here's a voter we spoke to this summer, Ludmilla Macy of Chugiak.
I'm Republican, and I definitely don't like ranking choice. I wish they get rid of the ranking choice. It's complicated for Republican Party.
Yeah, in 2020, I supported the effort to keep it the way it was, keep our primary, keep the general election, let the parties make the decision.
One person who has changed his view is former U.S. Senator Mark Begich, a Democrat who was a leading voice against ranked choice voting. Begich worried, among other things, that the new system might mean Democratic candidates would be shut out of the general election. Now he believes it encourages candidates to be less polarized, to campaign on who they are.
I have changed my view, and I've seen it give voters much more choices.
The repeal measure will appear on the ballot as Ballot Measure 2. A yes vote would do away with the open primary and ranked choice voting and replace them with party primaries and single-choice general elections. A no vote would keep the system that's been in use since 2022. Reporting from Anchorage, I'm Liz Ruskin.